Looking at the actual numbers that are coming through, what would be the headline implications for South Korea's political landscape?
Thanks, Sherry. That's a good question. I think the headline implications are that, on the one hand, the center-left Democratic Party of Korea outperformed expectations a bit. I don't think that they won as decisively as was initially assumed based on the exit polling that came out 30 minutes after the polls closed. So they ended up with roughly 175 seats when factoring in their proportional representation seats. But that's far lower than the exit polls were suggesting, upwards of 197 seats, which would have put the DP and their smaller potential coalition partners within range of a supermajority that would have given them the ability to override a presidential veto, potentially impeach Yoon, as they impeached the previous conservative president in 2016. So we avoided that sort of an outcome. And we ended up kind of in a Goldilocks scenario a bit, where the DP secured a decisive victory. We've now achieved essentially policy status quo for the next 3 years, insofar as we've got divided government. And only 175 seats for the DP means that they can claim victory, but not nearly enough to sort of upend the policy landscape.
Why do you say it's a negative in your long-term trajectory for markets and policy outlook?
That's a good question. Our long-term trajectory factors in things like growth potential, for example, and we believe that South Korea structurally is facing significant headwinds. Growth slowdown, rapidly aging population, for example, rising competition for a lot of the industries in which South Korea historically overperforms from China, for example, and also potentially a difficult spot that South Korea could find itself in geopolitically with rising U.S.-China tensions as well. So we think long-term South Korea is in a slow mode of decline, even though in the short term we hold our trajectory at neutral, because we do see potential upside in the sort of short to medium term for the country.
A lot of market participants are watching this so-called corporate value up program, South Korea's efforts to boost the value of the local stock market. The DP win was seen as a negative for the momentum in the program. Absolutely. Do you agree with that? Because maybe the DP doesn't want to overlook the retail cohort.
That's a good question. We get that question a lot from clients. I think our general view is that this is bearish for markets in general and specifically for the Value Up program. Part of the reason why is because when the Ministry of Finance unveiled this program in February, a lot of the incentives to encourage the firms to undertake relatively painful reforms, so improving corporate governance, increasing dividend payments, share buybacks, et cetera,